Hey, Noel.
Hello, hey Alvin. Happy Monday to my friends on
Happy
Instagram,
Monday.
to my friends on Facebook watching this right now. Welcome to our weekly Monday night show. Today we are, what episode are we on now, Alvin? We are on episode
23.
23. That's right, episode 23. Thank you to all of those who've been here all this while, to some of you all just joining us for the first time today. Happy Monday. Here's what I want to know. Number one is, can you tell me, number one, where you're tuning in from? So comment below, whether you're watching on Instagram or you're watching on Facebook. Comment below, where are you tuning in from? And what TV show or series are you watching right now? Maybe it's not something on Netflix, or maybe it's a documentary or something that you're just watching a lot of. So comment below. I want to know. Alvin wants to know. So where are you tuning in from, and what TV show are you binging on or watching the most right now? What are you watching, Alvin? Do you watch a lot of TV?
No, not at all. In fact, I don't actually have a Netflix account. I don't have anything. So I don't watch any TV or any show at the moment. Do you watch any?
Yeah, a Netflix account is actually easier to get than you think. Do you know you don't need a TV to get to watch Netflix, right? So
right,
that's actually a bad thing.
Yeah,
I used to have a Netflix account even before Netflix came here in Malaysia. Don't ask me how. But that's what I used to do. But just to catch like the latest, some movies that wouldn't come here. Let's see what some of them are saying right now. Summaries is saying she watches Dynasty. And my goodness, yes, there's this new Dynasty. Do you know what's Dynasty, Alvin?
No.
Sure. Because there's this Dynasty which my parents used to watch when I was a kid. And now they've remade it. I think it's like their nephews and so on. But it's a show of just some really rich people. So much money, you don't know what to do. But that's a show. That's right. So I thank you for sharing summaries. What else, everyone? If you're just tuning in, I want to know, where are you tuning in from? From KL, Malacca, Singapore. Comment below. And what TV show are you binging on? Alvin says he's not binging on anything right now. He doesn't really watch much TV. What I'm watching right now is this series on Disney Hotstar, and I don't know what the name is. Okay, so that's just me, right? Just watching random stuff. I don't know what the name is, but it's about this superheroes who kind of like learn how to become superheroes or something like that. I've just watched 2 episodes so far. I've also been watching Loki, which everyone has been watching, but I didn't mention it because it's just like 1 episode a week. I'm just telling you what I've been watching a lot of. So I've been watching Loki. I believe the last episode, which is episode 6, comes out this Wednesday. So that's me. That's what I'm watching. I'm not the one who would watch something like Dynasty or those kinds of shows. I like to watch fiction. I want to be entertained with something that's not very real. That's me when I watch TV. So over to you. I mean, how has your week been? You've had an eventful week based on what I've seen on your social media and what you've been updating.
Yes, it's interesting. I got my 2nd dose of AstraZeneca. So the side effect was very minimum to none. And I think that along this week now, where all the 2nd dose, the appointments are all set already, so people are coming in. Most of my clients have gone through it, also share similar side effects. That's very little to none as compared to first dose. So for those of you who have upcoming appointment for your second dose, need not to worry so much, as I believe our body adapts to it better. So the side effect is minimum, I would say, compared to first. I just feel some numbness, that's it. I have no fever, and the next day I think life goes on.
Yeah, numbness on your arm, right?
You're right.
Numbness
on my arm.
Okay, interesting. And I think everybody's just going to be different. I don't know what I'm going to get, but you hear stories, right? So the moral of the story is, don't hear stories, don't believe them. Just know that everybody's going to be different. Just show up for your appointment. If, of course, you're one of those who are in the category of where it's safe for you to vaccinate, because we know that you may be watching the show, and maybe there are some of you all where it's not safe. There are certain conditions that you may have where it's not advisable for you to get vaccinated at this point. And if that's you, then that's all right. We just wanted to share, because Alvin and I are both, Alvin got his second dose. Mine is this coming Sunday. My appointment's this coming Sunday. And a lot of my clients as well are having their appointments this week. I'm seeing the update. They're letting me know, and so on. So great. So I guess we are moving a little closer to I don't know, life being normal again. I don't know, a little closer. I'm not saying we're there yet. But great. Awesome. So you want to tell everybody what we have in store for everyone today, episode 23?
Yes, let's do this. So I'm going to officially welcome everyone to episode 23, as you can see on Facebook. Welcome, Facebook, Instagram, to Questions You May Be Too Shy to Ask Your Trainer, episode 23. Today's episode, we have segments consist of Discovery of the Week, Question and Answer, Show and Tell, and of course, we have gifts, different kinds of gifts for you. So Noel and I are here to be of your service. So we invite you to ask any questions in regards to health, nutrition, fitness, training, lifestyle, business. All you have to do is post your questions in the comment below on Facebook and on Instagram. You know the drills, the little question mark box. You post it there, Noel able to pin it up. Instagram is a little bit laggy on your end, Noel?
Yeah, I see you. I see you freezing, but I can hear you fine. So that's okay. The Facebook feed is all right, right? Okay.
Great.
So to my friends watching this on Instagram, know that there's two places that you can actually watch this. We're doing a simultaneous stream. We're streaming on Facebook, and if you want to watch it on Instagram, you can. Facebook has the best experience in a way, because we can leave comments, we can follow up with comments, we can post research, we can post materials to further answer your questions. So if you've never checked us out on Facebook before, just head over to our Facebook, just look for Alvin, look for me. You'll find the same stream running as well. You have two places that you can go. And I'm keeping my eyes on Instagram for your questions. So comment below. That little question mark is the best way to send me your questions. And we had some questions come in throughout this week. We had questions from last week that we weren't able to answer that we will be answering this week as well. So, but if you have something that you want to ask today, remember there's no such thing as a bad or stupid question. Every question is going to help somebody out there. You just never know who. All right. Moving on, Alvin, what's our next segment?
So our first segment consists of Discovery of the Week. Is something that Noel and I discover, or I would say rediscover, over the past 7 days. So Noel, would you like to share yours first? What is your Discovery of the Week?
Yeah, so my discovery of the week is kind of not a very happy story, but I discovered something, and I'll tell you all also, because I think you all will find this very useful. So I renewed my handphone, my mobile phone contract, right? So my contract has ended. So I get this email from Digi, my telco is Digi, that says that I don't have to pay anything. I just need to commit for another 2 more years, and I can pick a phone that I want. No charge, no extra charge, zero. Just continue paying a monthly fee. So that's a no-brainer. It's literally just getting another phone. I had no intention of switching telcos. I've been with Digi for since the beginning, right? So I picked the new iPhone, right? Again, this is I don't have to pay a single thing. And after 24 months, the phone becomes mine. So I picked the iPhone 12, And then when it came, I realized that I actually didn't want the iPhone 12. I wanted the iPhone 12 Pro, which had the better camera. So I got the wrong phone, right? So I immediately called Digi, and they weren't actually very helpful, sadly, because their answer was really that you're stuck with it for 24 months. And I'm like, but I haven't opened it. I want to give it back. And I want to upgrade, and even if I need to pay a little bit more, I'm going to do it. So I want to upgrade. I haven't opened it, I haven't activated the new package. I want to send it back. I spoke to so many people. I went on the website, I went on the Twitter, I went so many things. The answer was always no, 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 no. If you want, cancel the contract and pay us the penalty, which is like 4,000 over ringgit, which is the price of the phone, right? So I'm unhappy because I'm stuck with something that I can't use. So my discovery of the week is not that. My discovery of the week is to let you know that there is a way out there that if your telco treats you unfairly, you can actually complain about them. Did you know that, Armin?
Oh, I didn't know.
Right.
So how you go about it?
So you have to go to the Multimedia Commission. Google is SKMM, aduan.skmm.gov.my. They have a special portal where you can describe your case, whether you've been treated unfairly, what happened, did you report it? So what you have to do is you have to complain to your telco and tell them that, make sure you submit a report to your telco. Basically, give your telco a chance to resolve it. It just makes sense, right? Don't go and complain to the government when you haven't even told the telco. The telco says no, then you go on to the telco, to the SKMM, which is the Suruhanjaya, the Multimedia Commission, is the MCMC, right? And you can select the telco, and they will assign someone to overlook your case. Now, it may be a lengthy process. It's just been like 3 or 4 days. But somebody will actually be tasked to look into your case. And if they find that the telco is being unfair, regardless of what their rules are, but if it is being unfair, and the consumer is right, then they will rule in my favor. So I discovered that. And you can complain about your internet provider. You can complain about poor internet access. If, let's say, you're paying for very high-speed internet, but still you're not getting the high speed, you can actually complain to them, and they will step in on your behalf, and they will fix it for you or find a solution. So I have not got my solution yet. It's obviously going to take a few days, but that's what I discovered. And I feel like, okay, I'm a bit empowered now, and like it's like the telco was bullying me, and I had no one to go and complain to. And I felt relieved that, okay, great, I can actually go here and someone's looking into my case. And they have a very fancy portal where you can always log in, you can see the status, you can add comments, you can upload documents, you can upload conversations with the telco, and you can even withdraw your complaint. Let me see, let's say the telco steps in and says, sorry, we did this. You can actually go in and withdraw your complaint. So that's pretty fair, I think. So that's my discovery of the week. Like I said, not a very pleasant one, but it's consumer rights.
Oh, I think it's very interesting. I think what you can do, you share the report with MCMC to your telco. I think Digi will straight away.
I believe they actually get notified, and Digi actually has people in their telco who will handle this. Because when I called the telco again, and they said, oh, once you made a complaint there, I can't help you anymore because there's someone else in Digi looking at it. So they know it already. But I gave them their chance, and I told them I'm going to do this, and they were like, go ahead, we can't help you. So yeah, that's so.
No, nice. So I guess the iPhone has to be kept aside for the time being.
Yeah. When you see an offer that's free, there's just it was a good deal. I literally don't have to pay anything for it. And it made sense that my contract had ended, and I'm just renewing my contract. So, but it's this whole experience left a very bitter aftertaste in my mouth, and now I'm not so happy anymore as a customer. But we'll see where this goes. I'll keep you all updated.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hang in there, Noel, because I believe iPhone 13 might be just around the corner. But then again, if you were to chase iPhone, it's going to be a yearly thing.
No. It's an expensive thing. The only times I've ever changed it was if I could ever trade in my old one, or when an offer like this comes in too good. I'm still very happy with my iPhone. I think I'm on the 10 or the 11. I'm actually very happy with it. I have enough space.
Quite decent.
It's decent. Changing a phone is a hassle. I have to get used to the new feel. I have to transfer over everything. It's just, I'm actually very happy with what I have right now. It's just that it came free, but now I have all this hassle that I have to deal with. So yeah, that's my discovery of the week.
So
What about
my
you?
discovery of the week is actually recently we've seen articles saying that you shouldn't exercise after your vaccination. You
Oh my
should wait
goodness.
for 1 to 2 weeks, no exercise. You should just rest. Now I'm going to step in and say, because I have my second jab and I'm feeling better, as I shared with Noel much earlier. My advice is see how you feel, go by your own body. Everyone is different, because I get a lot of message coming in from clients saying, "Hey, Alvin, can I exercise? How long time frame should I wait?" I'm like, depends on your symptom. If you're going on first dose or first jab and you find that you have fever, the best thing to do is just to rest, let your fever subside. Perhaps 3-4 days later, then you can begin with training. If like me, on my second dose, I have minimum to none, then perhaps I want to test in terms of training, see how my body goes with a bit low intensity. So what I did right now, it's my fourth day. On second day, actually, I just go for a walk. You know, it's very low intensity, heart rate maintained stable, and I feel good. I feel better actually after sweating and just moving, as compared to just lying down there and sitting there. I feel that's more crappy. So you don't have to wait for 1-2 weeks. The rule of thumb is go by how you feel, and if you're not sure, feel free to always ask professionals, get their advice, and take the next step. Do you need to wait for 2 weeks? I don't think so. So that's my discovery of the week. Because a lot of
Yeah.
people have been viral message and said no exercise, no exercise, especially like coming from parents or much older generations.
It's
Yeah.
not just the parents, everyone's being paranoid. And I was just, you bring up a very good point. I was just telling, I posted this on my Instagram yesterday, and I was just saying that, you know, um, that the doctor tells you a whole bunch of things that you're supposed to follow, right? Cut down your sugar, go and get enough sleep, check your BP, all these things the doctor tells you, you don't listen. Suddenly now they say don't exercise. Oh my God, let's not stop exercising, right? So it comes down back, think about it, right? It comes down to exactly what Alvin said. Listen to your body. At the end of the day, I don't think movement is never a bad thing. It can't do you bad, right? But at the same time, don't the day of your vaccination, tomorrow you're going to run a marathon, right? It's obvious. Don't do something out of the ordinary just like that, just to prove a point. But stay active. Try not to be sedentary. I think sometimes what the doctors say is they probably just need to clarify a little better. Or maybe the doctors tell you what you're supposed to do and you hear it as no need to exercise for 2 weeks. Great, I'm going to take a holiday. So exactly, Bhavani on Instagram is saying patients only listen what's convenient to them. Exactly, Bhavani, spot on. And that's the thing. And we as trainers, we get this from our clients. I got so many of my clients message me to say, I can't exercise. And I told them, listen to your body. And if you want to take a break, go right ahead. But stay active. Don't just sit in the house and become less active than you ever were. That can't possibly do you any good. Whether you're getting vaccinated or you're not, just being sedentary cannot possibly do you any good. Stay active and strengthen your body. All right, great, awesome. That was great, Elvin.
Yeah.
That was good. Very good, relevant topic. I think it's going to blow up, if anything, over the next few days and the next few weeks, as more and more people start to talk about. More and more people are getting their second dose now, and this whole exercise thing. So you probably hear a lot more of this.
All right, moving on to our next segment, which will be question and answer. Now, I invite you to share your questions. If you have any questions on Instagram, post it in the little question mark box. On Facebook, as you can see, it's coming in right now. Yes, post your question in the comment section below. So if on Instagram, Facebook, there's a lot of things happening with different bars and charts coming in and out. Do you have any questions for Instagram, Noel?
I do actually. I have a question coming from Summer. I think that's your name, Summer. Although her his or her Instagram handle says summaries. I'm gonna display it here. The question is, how long is a good break from a workout? I mean, like, do I rest one day? Is that a break? What do you think, Alvin? You want to answer this? How long is a good break from a workout?
Depending on the intensity of your workout, I would say 1 to 2 days. If you are a beginner who are just starting out, or you're stopped for a period of time, you're coming back into training and after a 1 or 2 sessions, you feel really, really sore, really fatigued, then you might want to take a longer period of rest. If you have been consistently working out, your rest periods in between workout, 1 day would be sufficient. Now, what I like to emphasize, what happens on that 1 day is not entirely sitting there waiting for your body to recover. I'd like to invite you to think of active rest. Active rest is something that you stay active during your rest day. For example, going for half an hour walk, doing flexibility, mobility session, or perhaps joining a yoga class on your rest day. So you are making movements as part of your rest day. It's going to help you to recover faster. So that's how you should look at rest day. Now, if you're more advanced, or if you're into athletes or sports, we have what we call a deload week. For example, you finish a program, a 12-week program, and then you take 1 week deload. So deload week, basically, you reduce the intensity of your workouts about 50 to 70%, and you take that week similar workout, you just cut half of the volume and intensity as your deload week, as your rest week. The purpose of rest day, rest week, deload week is to allow your body to recover from it, and then you can bounce back up.
Yeah, great.
Right.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay,
Awesome.
Next questions we have here is on Facebook. What can I do if I'm bored with home workout? I think I'm going to pass this to you, Noel, because you have daily heroes with you.
Yeah, that's right. So I think it's a very relevant question. People nowadays are training at home, and it's been a while since we've been training at home. I think the thing with anything to do with if you're bored of something, stop doing it. Stop doing it, right? But if let's say you're bored of Indian food, doesn't mean you stop eating, right? It means try something else, different kind of preparation, or let's have some Chinese food or some Malay food or something Western, or you make something else. You get what I mean? Doesn't mean you stop eating because you're bored of Indian food, right? So same thing with your workout as well. It doesn't mean, oh, I'm going to stop working out. No, let's try something else. I would suggest trying a kind of class, and because now everyone's doing something online and something live stream, and the doors of literally every gym is open to you right now. You have more opportunity now to try all these things that you wanted to, not just what's available in Malaysia, but other countries are offering all kinds of programs. So if you've never done a strength class, and you've always been someone who's doing Zumba and more aerobics kind of class, then try a strength class, right? It's going to be a little bit different. We may need some equipment. If you've never tried a yoga class because you've always been high intensity, like killing it, crushing it, and then you're just exhausted, try something that just scale it down a little bit. Put yourself in an uncomfortable situation and do a class that you normally wouldn't do, right? Just to break the routine. Also, just do a little searching, because there's a lot of kind of workouts out there right now that you just wouldn't know what's out there. So try something different. And when you try something different, don't just do something that's actually very similar but a different trainers teaching it. No, completely switch the format altogether. Even if you think that you're not going to like it, just do it. What's the worst that can happen? Right? You don't even have to drive to that gym. It's just you're still in your living room and you're just clicking a Zoom link, right? Another thing I would suggest also, and I get it, because a lot of people say that there's fatigue because they're the whole day they're in the computer, and then now a live stream workout again, I'm looking at my computer. It's like, it's sickening, right? Some of y'all are doing your live stream workouts just looking on your phone, and if you have no other choice, then I get it. But can you can you imagine doing all your office work just on your phone? It's possible, but not the best experience. What do? You get a laptop and you do your office work on your laptop, right? So same thing with your live stream workouts as well. I invite you to try and hook it up at least to your laptop for a better experience. For an even better experience, what I would completely 100% recommend, if you have the cables and all of that, is to hook it up to your TV, right? Lots of us are watching our Netflix from our computer, plugging into the TV. Now you got the cables already. Trust me, you got it. Now you just need to hook up your Zoom or your YouTube or whatever that you're doing onto your TV. Why? Because then it's a more immersive experience. So if you're someone who's bored because it's always on your computer, you're always doing your classes on your tablet, try it on the TV. It's a completely different experience. It's almost as if you are there. The next best thing, like not actually there because you can't, but it's the next best thing. And the last suggestion I would have for you would be if I'm not sure what kind of live stream workouts you're doing right now, but maybe it's not live. Maybe you're watching videos on YouTube and you're just playing that. And the thing about that is it can get boring because that video would have been recorded 6 months ago and it's not a real live person there present with you right there and then. So look for a live stream workout. Live stream means it's now, it's happening now. And a lot of gyms are doing, we included, do our live stream workouts, not just via Instagram Live, because I can't see you now, right? You can see me and Alvin. But when you do a live stream workout, which is on Zoom or Google Hangouts, and there's a few other softwares that you have, where your coach can see you and you can see other people in the class, it's a different experience altogether. And you know that, okay, 7:30 class, I'm showing up, my trainer's waiting for me. That person also showed up. Oh, that person's also has children running around the house. I thought I was bad because I had kids running around. And then you realize that, oh, it's like all us people coming together, showing up, and it's live, it's happening right now. That, again, just gives a whole new perspective with online workouts. So just try those suggestions. If you're saying that you're bored of whatever routine that you have right now, and if you've already tried all of that and you're like, yeah, no, I'm still just burnt out, then you know what? Just take a break. Just take a break. Not become sedentary, but take a break. Okay, I don't work out for a week. Don't work out means don't do a class for a whole week or two. Go for a walk, do something else. Go for a swim if you can. Read a book, stay active, and then come back to it. You probably feel much, much, much better. All right, I hope that helps.
Wow, love that, Noel. I'm gonna use that. Full stop. You say it all.
Stop. Great.
Okay, next we have a question coming in from Facebook from Sharon. And Sharon's question is, my hips pops when I do movements like dead bug or V up. No pain, but do I continue this movement with the popping? So I'm going to take this by saying that sometimes when we do particular movements and we hear their popping sound, it could be frictions between joints and tendons, or sometimes around the knee, it could be air bubbles. Now, when it comes to hips, it's very common of hip impingement. And this is due to we sit long hours. So our muscles, which is our hip flexor, which is the muscles at the top of your thigh, where is your pocket area, that's your hip flexor, gets really tight. So when you do any movements that, for example, dead bug, V up, crunches, or even squat, where your thighs come closer to your abdominal, it causes a little bit of friction. So my advice is to do hip flexor stretch. You can Google up kneeling hip flexor stretch. You're going to hold in that stretch for about 1-2 minutes. Or if it's before your workout, you want to foam roll that area, you can use a rumble roller, you can use a tennis ball to roll before your workout and do the stretching at the end of your workout. If you do this for a couple of days, you find that your movements will be smoother as your hip flexor releases or loosen up. So that would actually solve most of your issues. So give that a try, Sharon, and then let us know how it feels.
Great. I have a question on Instagram. I think maybe you might want to answer this.
Sure,
and
Noel.
I can chime in as well. Hang on. It comes from MHA_006. I'm going to display his question here. He's saying, how does one venture into the fitness industry during this pandemic? Is it even advisable in the first place? He's wanting to make a difference, just like Dilmas and Alvin. Firstly, thank you for those kind words. I'll say a couple of things and I'll pass it over to Alvin. I think it really depends. That's my watch thinking I'm talking to it. I think it really depends. Like, if you don't have a base of people who are coming to you right now for help for fitness, it's going to be very hard because nobody knows who you are. because you're completely new. But if you are like already established, you already have clients, and the pandemic just kind of put things on hold, then you definitely have a chance of venturing online. Now, looking back on your question again, you're saying, how does one venture into during this pandemic? So I'm guessing that you're not currently in the fitness scene. I think it's going to be very challenging, especially now, because even the gyms and the people in the fitness scene are struggling, right? Like my gym is closed, Alvin's gym is closed. We make the most of what we have. Like the gym is closed, but hey, we can come on Instagram and help people, right? So just focusing on helping people, just making our presence known, answering these questions. We don't get paid for this, and we don't do this for payment, but we do this because, okay, I can't help people in the daytime because the gym is closed, but I can help people here. Now, that's something that you can do right now. No cost, right? No need to rent a facility. You can start helping people on your social media, on your channels. That is one thing I would say. And I will say one more thing also, which is when all this is over, I don't know when, there's going to be a huge comeback. People are going to get back to the gym like never before, because people are very conscious about their health. They're doing all these things outdoor, online, home workouts. When the gyms are open and it's safe, they're going to be back with a vengeance. Like, they're really going to train. You're going to find a lot of serious people, seriously committed. It's going to be like 1st of January, but it doesn't have to be 1st of January. It's going to happen. I really feel so. I have friends in the US who the gyms are already reopening, and they are like getting walk-ins like never before. Previously, they'll have 3 walk-ins. Now they get 14 in a week. So it's like people are coming back. And if there's anything, that's an indicator of what it will be here in Malaysia right now. So those are 2 things I will say to you. Is there something you want to add for this person, Elvin?
Yeah, I love that when you said add value. I think that's really, really important. You can use this period where you share your knowledge to people around you. And it can actually start with friends and family, and you can do it for yourself. You can start building your portfolio. You can start building your client base if you're into personal training. And another thing to look at right now, we actually have slightly more time for ourselves. It's perhaps look into getting extra certification, extra knowledge, education. So if you are not certified, now is the best time to actually get a CPT from ACE, from NASM, from NSCA. If you're a group fitness instructor, now is the best time to actually pick up a specialization, so that later when gyms are open, you can go in, you can showcase something new as a personal trainer, as a group fitness instructor. And I think like the first MCO, I did my health coach with ACE. So that took up some time. I sat for the exam. So when first MCO over, I'm already a certified health coach. So make the best out of your time. I think the best time to venture into most things is actually now. The best time to do anything is actually now. Because when you do it, you realize that, oh, it is actually a good idea. Oh, it's a not so good idea, but these are some of the lessons that I learned. And you're always moving forward with that sort of mindset. And you can have that mindset, you're going to find success in anywhere and anytime in whatever you do.
Yeah, and I just want to add this. I got this email today. Someone who gave me this advice, and this will apply to you as well. When making any major business decision, I'm reading this off my email. Okay, that's why I'm looking down. When making any business decision or investment activity, write these down and review them every time you do this. Okay, so the first thing is you should ask, what is the upside? What is the benefit from me doing this? Okay, number 2 is, what is the downside? So pros and cons lah. What's the best thing that's going to happen if you venture into the fitness industry now? And what's the worst that can happen if you venture into the fitness industry right now? And the third question is, can you live with the downside? So if it all goes down the drain, can you live with that? If you can, then go ahead. What do you have to lose? But if you're saying that, no, I can't live with it, Noel, if it suddenly goes bust, I can't. Then maybe better not. Okay? So that can help you decide.
Yeah.
Great. I hope I answered the question. MHA006, and I love to connect with you and follow you, follow along and see how you're doing with your career. And I wish you all the best. I think working in the fitness industry is very rewarding. It's very, very rewarding. I have no regrets doing what I do. Alvin has, I'm putting words into his mouth, right? But I'm sure he has no regrets doing what he does, and it's a very, very fulfilling thing to do as well. Awesome. Okay, so that's all the questions we have on Instagram right now. Keep them coming, my friends on Instagram. Comment a little question mark. We still have another half an hour left on the show. I believe we're going to move on to the next segment unless there's something pressing on Facebook, Alvin.
We still have some questions on Facebook, but we're going to put them on hold as we have question and answer part 2 coming up later. So next segment is show and tell. This is where we show you something and we tell you a story about it. I like what we have planned here. I can see there's no food going on today.
Correct. For once, Noel's show and tell has nothing to do with food. Well, I could eat it. I won't die, but it's not food.
Let's go for it, Noel. Show us, what is your show and tell?
First? Okay, friends, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you a plant. Okay, it's my plant. Okay, it looks all right there. So you see the green leaves. To my friends on Facebook, I'm not sure if you might see that the leaves are just like my background because I'm using a green screen. But I should believe me that the leaves are green. And this was given to me. Very interesting. I went to a cafe yesterday, just right behind my house. And I bought some tea and he gave me a plant because my tea costs a certain amount, but I overpaid him to support his business. I gave him more, and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to give you a plant." Okay, sure. And he had a little garden in his little cafe. It's called Aperture in TTDI. Again, right behind my house. And he gave me his plant, and he said it'll grow to a certain height, and he taught me how to take care of it. It's just that. I'm actually very happy. And I posted this, and so many of you on Instagram replied to say that, oh, it's an addiction, be careful. Next thing you know, it's going to be plants all over the house. And true enough, okay, I don't have a lot of plants yet, but I wanted to bring this up just now because I left it outside my house, right, Alvin? I brought it up and I wanted to clean the pot. The pot was a little dirty. So I took it to my bathroom, and then as I put it there, I was like, oh, it's so nice to have a plant in the bathroom. And then I was like, wow, I think I need a plant from my bathroom. then I brought this plant here into my room. And as I leave my plant here on the table, I'm like, wow, this table looks so much nicer when there's a plant right there. And then, correct, someone told me on Instagram that like the next thing you know, you're going to be buying plants all over. It's I can see it happening already. There's little plants, although this is supposed to be a big one. I'm supposed to plant it into the ground and it's going to grow quite massive. It's just that it's a little baby right now. But yeah, that's my little show and tell. It's not edible because I've always been showing food, but I'm very excited, something to kind of take care of. I hope I don't kill it. You know how some people are just really bad. Everything that comes into their hands just dies. I don't think I will kill this, but I will update you how it goes along. Someone on Instagram also messaged me to say that I should name it. I should name it. Okay, I haven't reached that level yet, but it's not a bad idea, right? It's not a bad idea.
What Kim says about it?
She said, it's your responsibility. You take care of it, okay? I said, yeah, sure. I said, I'll water it. Please don't go and water it because then we might overwater it. So it's like, she says, like, it's yours, you do it. So it's fine. It's good for the environment. It's gonna, it's just, I'm quite excited actually. So I'm now gonna start going on Instagram and looking at where to get plants. And you know what I found, Alvin? There's a lot of people are actually nowadays buying plants and earth and seeds and growing their tomatoes and herbs and all from Lazada and Shopee. And it's like super cheap. They're selling soil on Shopee for like 3 ringgit for a bag, and I'm like, oh, you go to the nursery, they sell it to you for like $20, and you can choose your pots, and it's a hobby. So a lot of people are getting into it because you can have it delivered, and it's actually very affordable. And yeah, so that's me. You'll see more of me and my plants. Yeah,
I saw Shelly, one of our colleagues, posted she grew bean sprout tauke. And it grows really fast, so she's like having supply of tauke every 1-2 weeks.
See, if you grow, tauke is the easiest thing to grow, the fastest also. But if you start growing your vegetables, and I also saw on Shopee that you can buy these upright towers of plants where there's little soil pockets, so you don't have space also, you can grow a little tower of vegetables. And it might be enough to feed one person for here and there. So it's interesting.
So this is going to be your upcoming show and tell, Noel.
It's like, look, it gave birth to another. The plants don't give birth, but they multiply. Look, now I have another plant to show you. Yeah, stay tuned for that.
Fantastic. My show and tell, it's no plant, it's a gun.
Ui.
This is called a Theragun, or some we call it a massage gun. So I got this as a gift some time ago. So what this does is you can charge it, and then if you were to press it, it's supposed to vibrate, and then you're supposed to massage your biceps, your traps. So it's basically like a foam roller or like a trigger point that it vibrates. So it comes with different speed. Now, the purpose of this, of course, the science behind this, I think it's quite famous right now. It's a trend. There's so many versions of this, is that it helps loosen up your muscles. It promotes blood flow. It breaks up muscles, knots. So if you have soreness, a lot of them will just press it. And I think you see physiotherapy or some chiropractor also using this to loosen up before they go through their adjustment. So this can be helpful. I actually preferred the roller because the roller is big and it kind of get me into various different positions. I think maybe because I'm old school also. But then after trying this has been sitting on my table for some. After getting, I realized it's actually quite convenient. You just need to go all around.
You can reach those places that you normally can't. I think with the roller, yeah.
Yeah. So it's quite cool. And I believe there's different price range. You can get as low as like 50 ringgit on Shopee, and of course there are some goes up to 1,000 over ringgit in certain websites that specialize in all this. It's called Theragun, so many versions. Yeah, so do check it out. It's really cool. Do you have one, Noel?
We have one that I bought for the gym that we use with our personal training clients. That one is called it's all the same. It's a massage gun. That one is called the Hyper Ice. But it's got many attachments, so I can change it, and then it can part the muscle. It's got a ball attachment. It's got various kinds of speeds. Hence why the price. That one came up to about like you said, it's about 1,000 something ringgit. But it is something very different. It can give you relief and release like a foam roller never can. It's very, very different. So you don't need to buy the super fancy, expensive one. I just bought that for my gym because we were using it with all our clients. But for an individual to use it at home, like Alvin said, there's a huge price range. It's basically a very efficient foam roller in your hand in a gun. And because it's like, you get to move it around. You can literally you can watch TV and just like, okay, I'm going to do my quads, right? You can. So you can have more recovery into your routine without having to put the foam roller and reposition yourself and crawl all over the carpet. And it's a super convenient tool. That's why it's become very popular and lots of people I know have it. I didn't know you had one, but yeah, awesome. Good sharing.
Okay, we're moving on to our segment, which is question and answer part 2. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment. I'm going to take one from Facebook first, Noel.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we have one here from Surya Mutu. Can an intermittent fast protocol be extended indefinitely if the person does not experience any adverse effect? Meaning he's asking that, can he continue to fast if he feels that fasting is fine? And the answer is yes. I think you can be in any sorts of diet. If you are adjusted to diet, you find that the diet suits your lifestyle, you can be consistent with it, and you feel happy sticking and doing with it. However, I'd like to invite you to also look into training in terms of performance. Is your diet helping you to perform better? Is your diet helping you to progressive overload in your training? Because from my experience, since he mentioned intermittent fasting, when there's a long period of not having food in, it will affect a little bit of your energy level throughout your days. However, if you're able to fine-tune that, mix and match your diet with your training, and it's giving you a positive outcome, then by all means, if you find that you are plateaued or stagnant in terms of your training because of intermittent fasting, and your training is not helping you to progress, then you might want to reevaluate a little bit and make some changes, because the goal of health and fitness or YRB training is to actually become better, to become stronger, to become fitter, to make sure that our posture are all aligned, muscles maintain everything. So that's very, very important. That's the ultimate purpose of training objectives. So you want to make sure your diet matches with your training for the best, effective, and sustainably results. You want to add anything on this, Noel?
I would just say that there's a lot of research done on intermittent fasting, and the best resource is actually, I don't know the exact link. We've mentioned this before in a previous episode, but it's super useful, so I'm going to mention it again. If you go and Google precision nutrition, intermittent fasting, they did a very comprehensive study, and they posted all the results in chapters and chapters, and it's a free download. You could read it for days. There's so much of info in there. It's so easy to understand. And with things like with blood tests and you fasted and what improves, it's very detailed. So just reading that will help you understand what goes on in your body when you are fasting. So just have a look at that document, because it will help you understand what's happening when you are fasting longer and give you a better idea of how to decide when to stop your fast or how to go on. But the bottom line is also, like Alvin said just now, just listen to your body and how you feel. Right? Some people just can't do without a few hours of food. Some people can just go on and we practice, and you're seeing the benefits. Obviously, you're seeing the benefits, Surya. That's why you're asking the question. You're like, how much more can I push it? Just remember that more doesn't always mean better. It's going to be a point where it's in like, okay, from here onwards, it's going to be diminishing returns already. So
Right.
You're going to find what that sweet spot is, because it's easy to get carried away, because there are people who fast for 48 hours and all of that, but they don't keep on doing it. They build it into their routine and their program. So go Google that, precision nutrition, intermittent fasting. You will definitely find that free resource. Download it, have a read at that, and I hope that helps you a little bit more. Great question.
Okay, let's take one from Instagram, Noel.
Actually, we don't have any questions. There's a lot of chit chat going on Instagram, which they're still talking about it. They're still talking about the tauge and the plants. But to my friends on Instagram, yes, we still want your questions. If there's anything you want to ask, not about the tauge or the plants, but anything else, fitness, business related. Bhavani posted this now to say that I love how you both have such a great outlook despite all the setback we are facing and how stressful it can be with regards to the business front. And it's, thank you for that comment. And it's well, no point being sad, right? Not to say that life is going on perfectly, but it's a choice. Happiness is a choice. We can make more. If we just sat and just be sad and blamed everyone for it, then we wouldn't be having this show. We wouldn't be helping you people. So it's really just a mindset thing. And I'm glad you're finding some value from what we do, and whatever situation that you are in. I don't know what situation you may be in. Some people are on the verge of their business closing and they can't even sustain it. So many people going through all kinds of hardships. All I can say is I just wish you well, and just reach out. Don't suffer in silence. Find people who can support you. I think there's one massive lesson, one golden thread that runs through this whole pandemic and all the lessons learned is that to not do this alone. See, I've just always been in connection. I've been connecting with Alvin from the start of this pandemic, and we have groups that we belong to. We have mentors, we have friends, we have colleagues who are always sharing and talking to each other and just upholding each other, because it's always going to be a shitty period at some point, and you need someone to kind of talk you out of it and just give you hope. Because if you're just alone, if you're running a business alone and you'd have no one to talk to, it's going to be very, very hard. Very, very hard. Okay, all the people I know who run their business and they're surviving, they have someone. And I don't mean just family or your spouse or your best friend, but other business owners, maybe in different industries, business groups, mentoring groups. There are Facebook groups with entrepreneurs helping each other out. I just got invited into one the other day. It's like 60,000 people inside, mostly Malaysians, right? So, but they're supporting each other. They're asking help and all these things. So find a group, find people who can support you, because it's doing it alone, it's just going to be very hard. So that's just what I would add. That wasn't really a question, Melvin. I just kind of rambled out there.
Oh, I love that. Can you perhaps share the link to that group? We're going to post it on Facebook comment. I think that can benefit people.
It's called Next Up Asia. I got invited into the group because they wanted us to run a free workout for them. So I said, we will do a free 30-minute workout for you. When I went into that group, I was like, look at all this. I know so many people in that group. My gym members are in there, but it's such a helpful group. It's not a paid thing. It's a free group. I'm not sure who started it. There's 60,000 people in that Facebook group, mostly Malaysians, but there's so much value inside. People ranting, people telling how they went to the bank and this didn't happen, and someone stepping in to help. See, that's the support that you need, because who else can you ask all these things? So I will post the link. You need to request to be in that group because they have some requirements. You can't come in and sell and promote and blah, blah, blah. But I'll post the link in that group. Yeah, sure.
Okay, we have a question here on Facebook. Why have I plateaued after losing 5 kilos? So I'm going to rephrase that question. I've stopped making progress after I've lost my first 5 kilos. I'm going to share. I'll take this first, Noel.
Yeah.
We plateau. The main reason is because our body adapts. Now, our body is very smart. Whatever that we do continuously, the same, our body sooner or later is going to adapt to it. So if you have adapt after 3 kilos, 5 kilos, or maybe 10 kilos, you need to revisit your nutrition and your training and try to do the next level of what you are doing. So for example, in terms of nutrition, you find that you're already eating healthy, 3 meals a day, vegetables, various sorts of proteins, then perhaps the next level is looking deeper into what kind of vegetables are you eating. Are you eating different color vegetables to give you different vitamins and minerals? Same things with different kinds of protein, chicken, fish, beef, tuna, and giving you different sorts of nutrients. And in terms of training, if you're doing the same thing over and over again, your body is going to adapt to the movements, to the calorie burns. You would need to progressive overload. Either you change your entire workouts, you lift heavier weights, you do different, more complex movements or exercise. All this is going to stimulate your workout and then stimulate your body. And then you start realizing, oh, okay, there's more stimulus going to your body to challenge it to further your fat loss journey. And this applies the same to also building muscles, or in fact, any fitness goal. You need to constantly look at self-improvement. So without nutrition and training, if you have an end goal, you need to find ways to get better. And when you feel that it plateau, it could be 3 months, it could be 6 months, or to some, it could be years. And then you get help and you try to find what more can I do in terms of this. And when you start implementing that, doing them consistently, you start seeing results. Would you like to add anything, Noel?
No, I think you said it very well. I got nothing to add.
I love it. I also saw you post the link on Facebook. So the link is in the Facebook section.
The entrepreneurs group, but anyone who needs help starting a business, anything that's going there, there's just so much value in there, and it's free.
Okay, we have a question here on Facebook. Can I add creamer or milk to my coffee? Now, Noel, I'm going to pass this to you because I know you just stopped coffee and you love coffee.
Sure. Let me tell you
drinking it back.
I've had an occasional coffee, but like not in the morning. I still have my routine of drinking tea, but I will simply in the afternoon, like I want to go and work out, so let me have a coffee. I've just had it, but I've had like 3 coffees over a span of 3 weeks. That's really about it. I don't long for it anymore. I think I saved a lot of money with all those capsules and I'm drinking my tea. But I'll see how it goes. I haven't taken the before-after photo of my face and done the comparison yet. Kim was just asking me this morning, as in like, have you seen the difference? I said, let's go longer a bit and see what happens. But anyway, so answer this question. The question is, can you add creamer to your coffee or tea, right? Or milk? And I think you can add anything you want. It just depends on your goals, right? There's no such thing as foods that are off limits. There really isn't. If removing the milk and the tea removes all the enjoyment of drinking it, then why even do it, right? If fat loss is your goal, then yes, calories matter, but how much milk are you pouring into that one glass? How many cups of coffee are you having that you're so worried about that creamer that is gonna, cause you to get into to not be in a caloric deficit? My question is this: I think this question is coming from a fat loss point, because I don't because he's not asking about sweetener, asking about creamer. There's nothing really wrong with creamer. It's just that when it comes to creamers, I think there's a few types, right? Some could be higher in calories. Again, if fat loss is your goal, I just wonder how much creamer you're putting. Correct. So I think it's totally fine. You can add whatever you want. Just maybe go easy on, have you heard of keto coffee, where people put like butter
Coconut
and
oil.
coconut oil, and then that's a massive calorie load. Like that's dangerous. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad for you, but if fat loss is your goal, go easy on that one, because that cup of coffee could easily be 300-400 calories, rather than a cup of coffee literally being 0.012 calories, right? So if that's what you're asking, then I would say there's no such thing as off limits, right? If that's your goal, and if you're seeing a health benefit in doing that, by all means go ahead. But just be aware of your caloric count, and a little bit of creamer isn't going to ruin your day, because if it gives you that enjoyment of drinking the tea, because not everyone can drink tea that's just with no sugar, or not everyone can drink coffee that's just black. You need sometimes just a little bit something in there. Just go right ahead. Why start your day and become grumpy because you hate the drink, and why even drink it in the first place, right? So let's go ahead and do it. Yes, the answer to the question is you can add your creamer or milk to the coffee. I hope that answered your question.
Okay, we have one more here from Facebook, and then we're going to look into Instagram if there's any more questions. The question here on Facebook is, what are some good options if I can't afford a personal trainer? I'm going to have this first, Noel. If you can't afford a personal trainer, there are so many other options to help you reach your fitness goal. And on top of it is do a group classes or a small group personal training where you actually share the fees of a personal trainers among with you and your partners, you and your friends, you and your family members in a group. As long as you have a trainer guiding you and the fees is shared, that would be an ideal first step. Another thing you can look at perhaps is membership side of courses. So if you like a fitness instructor or a personal trainers or fitness educator, some of them do have courses or membership site. Like I do have courses that available where you can purchase their program and follow their program. And I know a lot of rehab physiotherapists that I follow, they have these sorts of platform available. And it's very, really affordable actually. And I think Daily Muscles also does some packages in terms of memberships. Yeah, so you can always check that out. Another thing is consultation. One thing that I do, think of a personal trainer, a group fitness instructor, a teacher, or someone that you want to learn as someone you can go and consult. You need not necessarily pay a lump sum like 20 sessions, 50 sessions to work with someone. You can perhaps pay them for their hourly rate. But of course, you tell them like, hey, personal trainer, hey, teacher, I want to book you for an hour to seek your professional wisdom, and perhaps you sit down with them over Zoom, and you prepare your questions, prepare your programs, and you work with them on that. My experience with working with few coaches in terms of programming is that I pay them monthly, and they actually design my program for me, and we communicate through emails and through Zoom. So those are various options that you can explore with a personal trainer or any fitness instructor. I guess the most important thing is actually you want to get better. I think someone asking this question is, you have the intention to get better, but you perhaps can't afford a personal trainer or can't afford joining a fancy gym or a class or so. As long as your intention is to get better, you want to improve on yourself, that is the most important thing. And you can always begin with Google and then go through the steps that I just shared just now. I think that will be really, really helpful. I feel that every time you take a step forward, you will discover something new and like, let me try this. And then you rediscover something new. Just like a client look for a trainer, after some time you realize that this trainer doesn't suit me, and then come look for another trainer. This trainer doesn't suit me, and then try these classes. So in the end of the day, you get better, you learn more, and you grow. That's the ultimate purpose.
Great. Well said, Elvin.
Is there any questions on Instagram? We are clear on Facebook.
There's a question. It's a little tricky. I'll answer it. I'll give you a little bit of summary, and then I'll post the research on Facebook. So a bit of a controversial question also. Bhavani is asking, does being a vegan influence someone's fitness levels in your experience and knowledge? Okay, in my experience, Bhavani, I've never worked with someone who would come to me, I'm strictly vegan, and they have a performance goal. I haven't had the experience of working on that. But to my knowledge, based on the research that I've done and the materials that I've read and consumed, there are some differences. If you have a performance goal, if you just want to be healthy, you want to not eat meat, it's fine. But if you want to excel in your sport, especially athletes, there is a difference when it comes to not consuming animal protein. There are some nutritional gaps, right? There are some deficiencies that can happen if you don't eat a complete plant-based diet. Sometimes people eat plant-based. Your diet needs to be varied. Many people who eat plant-based, who are training, also very often they supplement their diet. They've got their supplements, they've got their protein powders. Many vegans tend to not get enough protein from the plants that they eat, so therefore supplementation is a very good option. So those are the areas where there can be gaps. I will post a link on the Facebook conversation. It's actually something by Charles Poliquin, and he said it very bluntly. He actually said he said that he said it, not me, okay? Yeah, he's dead. He's dead, by the way. Rest in peace, Charles Poliquin. But he's a strength coach who is light years ahead of way ahead of his time, and he died a few years ago from some complications. But Charles Poliquin would often say that if you go vegan, you'll have a lower IQ. That's what he would say. That's what he said. I didn't say it, okay? But he had the research to back it up, and I'll post the whole article. Okay, this guy went on YouTube and went on many interviews and said if you're vegan, you're going to have mental disorders. That's based on what he's seen. Okay, does it mean it's going to happen to you? No. That's you asked me for what I heard. Am I going to go vegan? I think that I don't plan on going vegan, although I see there's nothing wrong in going plant-based. It's entirely up to you. It's a personal preference. Just know that there are some nutritional gaps that you would often need to fill, and if you can fill that, and if your goal is she says she wants to run a full marathon, I think it's totally doable. Don't get too afraid by the research that I post and pass to you. Just take it as information and process it. Just make sure your diet is nutritionally complete. So you're most likely looking at supplementation. And I believe it's also discussed in that article, what are some of the gaps that you might have if you have a performance goal that you're trying to achieve. Okay, Bhavani, that's it. I can't go into detail. It's not really my thing on that. So I hope that helps. I will post it in the Facebook comment. Alfred, your brother is here. He's saying, yeah. No, your brother said mutton curry is calling you. So yes, Alvin, calling me. He says, yeah, go ahead, please add on.
I'd just like to add to Bhavani that I have few clients actually vegan, and we train for a period of time. It is possible. I like that Noel shared that. I think we have this conversation also that there is a lot of deficiency if you only go vegan, because you're missing a huge part of what other food groups can offer you. So as you progress in your training in terms of performance, in the beginning, you find that you can progress just well. However, you will hit plateau. So plateau meaning that your body can't seem to find the energy or the nutrients or what is necessary to progress further. That could be bringing you from half marathon to a full marathon. Or in my particular client, it could be squatting 100 kilos to 110 kilos. He's just stuck there. So what I've done with clients like this is to really sit down with them and reevaluate the whole thing. Is it from a training training standpoint that needs more adjustments, or is it from a nutrition standpoint that you are really lacking on something? Of course, when you go on a vegan diet, you need to be aware what is deficient. As Noel shared, protein is one of them. So in the beginning of your nutrition or diet starting point, you would already supplement with protein powders, fish oil, so on and so forth. As you go deeper, as you progress deeper, you need to look even deeper, perhaps doing regular blood to see how is your blood profile responding to the new diet, responding to your training. But these are a little bit more on the athlete's level. Can it help you to achieve full marathon? Of course. Nothing is impossible. If your nutrition match your training and you put in effort, why not? I believe there are vegans, bodybuilders. There are also vegan athletes. It's constantly being better, constantly finding ways for your body to break through plateau. Whether is it a vegan diet, whether it's intermittent fasting. So you might need to work with various different coaches with different kinds of expertise and see what suits you. And then you can achieve anything with any sorts of diet. So I hope that answers your question, Bawani. Okay.
Right. Now you have those vegan burgers from La Juiceria.
Meatless Monday.
That's Monday. That's right. No, I didn't go meatless today. No.
So we're going to wrap up here on Facebook.
Yeah, we should.
Okay, thank you everyone so much for your questions on Facebook and on Instagram. If you have asked us a question, we invite you to send us a message through Facebook or Instagram and let us know whether you want a course or whether you want class pass from Noel. So we'll straight away reply you with the access and information to get you started. Noel, would you like to tell them a little bit of the after party on Instagram?
Yeah, that's right. So last week, if you were here, we actually had a conversation, that very unofficial behind the scene conversation that happened on Instagram. So we're just going to chit chat and hang around for a while we officially end this session here on Facebook. On Instagram, we're going to carry on just for 5 minutes. Ask us if there's anything else. Chit chat for a while. Want to talk about anything that will happen over there, but we're going to officially end it on Facebook. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate you every Monday. Thank you for showing up consistently. I feel like we have a bunch of friends that are the Monday night crowds, and it's like when all of this is over, we're gonna throw y'all a party, and y'all are invited. I just don't know where y'all from. If y'all are from like around here, Ken, like Penny's from Penang, and someone else is from elsewhere, it's gonna be hard. But I think in a matter of time, we already have kind of like grown a number of people here who like kind of like have a little family here. There's just really really nice. But yeah,
we do a Zoom party, Noel. That would work.
We can do a Zoom party, and once this whole thing is over, we'll do a real life party. But yes, absolutely.
So for those of you on Facebook, hop over to Instagram, Daily Muscles, or at Elvineto. Thank you all so much. See you on Instagram. Bye.
Right. Bye, Facebook. We're going to be on Instagram shortly.